What if we told you that the Israel-Hamas conflict is not as black and white as it seems? Now that's a question that might unsettle many, but it's crucial to ask. You see, this conflict is steeped in decades of history, political maneuvering, and deeply rooted beliefs. And while it's tempting to view it through a lens of simplified narratives, it's far more complex than that. So let's not shy away from the complexities. Instead, let's dive into the chronology of events to gain a clearer understanding. The Israel-Hamas conflict did not start overnight. Indeed, its roots are deeply embedded in the turbulent history of the Middle East, reaching back to the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948. This event, marked by a United Nations resolution, was seen as a safe haven for Jews after the horrors of World War II. However, the creation of a Jewish state in a region predominantly occupied by Arabs led to a series of conflicts known as the Arab-Israeli Wars. During these wars, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were displaced, leading to the creation of refugee camps in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Over time, these areas became hotbeds of resentment and resistance against Israeli occupation. It was against this backdrop that Hamas, an acronym for Islamic Resistance Movement, came into existence in the late 1980s. Emerging as an offshoot of the Muslim Brotherhood, Hamas gained popularity amongst Palestinians for its commitment to the liberation of Palestine and the establishment of an Islamic state. However, it was not just their political ideology that won Hamas followers. They also provided social services, such as schools and hospitals, which were often lacking under the Israeli occupation. This combination of political resistance and social welfare bolstered their support amongst Palestinians, eventually leading to their surprising victory in the 2006 Palestinian legislative elections. But the rise of Hamas was not without controversy. Their use of suicide bombings and rocket attacks against Israel led to their designation as a terrorist organization by several countries, including the United States and the European Union. This, in turn, led to a tightening of Israeli control over the Gaza Strip, resulting in a blockade that has lasted for over a decade. Fast forward to the present day, the conflict has escalated to new heights. With both sides locked in a cycle of attack and retaliation, the prospect of a lasting peace seems more elusive than ever. The recent events in the Israel-Hamas conflict have been particularly alarming. In a shocking escalation of tensions, the outdoor Nova Festival was invaded by Palestinian militants, resulting in a chaotic scene of fear and panic. Hundreds of Israelis found themselves in the midst of an unspeakable terror, with videos surfacing on social media showing concertgoers fleeing in all directions. The Israeli Rescue Service, Zaka, reported that 260 bodies were recovered from the site, marking it as one of the most significant attacks from Palestinian territory in recent years. In the wake of the attack, Israeli officials confirmed that hostages were taken, though no specific numbers were provided. The terror didn't end at the festival grounds. Witnesses reported that gunshots echoed through the desert, prompting Israelis to run and hide, with some resorting to playing dead or seeking refuge in trees to stay alive. In response to the attack, which took place during the Jewish holy festival of Shemini Atzeret, Israel's Prime Minister declared a state of war. This marked a significant turning point in the conflict, one that would have immediate and far-reaching consequences. Israel announced a complete siege of Gaza, cutting off essential resources and further escalating the situation. These recent events have done nothing but exacerbate an already volatile situation. The invasion at the Nova Festival, the declaration of war, the complete siege of Gaza, each of these developments has added a new layer of complexity to an already intricate and deeply rooted conflict. As we navigate the ever-changing landscape of this ongoing conflict, it's crucial to remember the human cost at its core. These events have only added fuel to the already burning fire. In today's digital age, information about the conflict is at our fingertips. But how reliable is this information? With the rise of AI chatbots like Google's Bard, Microsoft's Bing, And ChatGPT Plus, it's easier than ever to get updates on world events like the Israel-Hamas conflict, but these digital assistants don't always get it right. Take, for instance, the confusion surrounding the ceasefire status. Some chatbots falsely reported a ceasefire in place when there was none. Others suggested a ceasefire on a non-existent date. The information they provided was vague, sometimes misleading, and often unreliable. Google admitted to these inaccuracies, pledging to improve the quality and reliability of their chatbots. But the reality is, these AI systems are only as good as their programming and the data they are fed. In a rapidly evolving situation like the Israel-Hamas conflict, accurate, real-time information is crucial. There's no denying that technology has revolutionized the way we consume news. But with this convenience comes the responsibility to critically evaluate the sources of our information. As we've seen, even AI isn't infallible. It is clear that technology has both helped and hindered our understanding of the Israel-Hamas conflict. As we have seen, the Israel-Hamas conflict is not a simple issue. This intricate situation, steeped in history, is a tapestry of political, religious, and territorial disputes. It's a narrative that has seen the genesis of conflict rooted in the mid-20th century when the establishment of the State of Israel was viewed as a threat by neighboring Arab countries. This tension has since escalated into a series of wars, invasions, and military operations, the scars of which are still fresh and open. Recent events have added another layer to this intricate tapestry. The invasion at the Nova Festival, for instance, not only incited panic and fear, but also served as a grim reminder of the volatility of the situation. This event, among others, demonstrates the unpredictable and destructive nature of this conflict, which continues to claim lives and disrupt peace. Moreover, technology, a tool we often take for granted, has shown us its dual face in this context. On one hand, it has the power to drive economic growth, as seen in the predicted surge in tech stocks due to the influence of artificial intelligence. On the other hand, it can be a source of misinformation, with AI chatbots providing inaccurate details about the conflict, thereby creating confusion and potentially exacerbating the situation. In this age of information and technology, it's crucial to be discerning, to question, and to seek truth from reliable sources. As we navigate through the complexities of this conflict, it's important to remember that every story has multiple facets, every event has its context, and every action has its consequence. As the world watches and waits, one thing is clear: the Israel-Hamas conflict is a complex issue with no easy solutions.